Welcome back to the channel. I was going over a video and it stirred this question, right? This question in my head. And don't worry, I'm gonna share it with you. I'm gonna share it after you like, comment, subscribe, right? To the channel. We're trying to grow, trying to get to 50 subs, then 100, right? We're trying to do the things, right? We know this channel is very new, only been in for a week, but I'm putting in the effort, right? I'm treating this like it's a real job, right? And I'm really enjoying myself. The question. If this is for women, right? And men, I want you to chime in because I'm sure I'm not the only one that noticed this. For the women that actually want a man, right? They want to be in a healthy relationship. Do do you ever wonder when you're wholly negative about men that sort of ruins like your chances, or it doesn't it hinders your chance? Like I see specifically, we watched this video and just listen to how she talks, right? Just listen to how she talks. And I know I'm making assumptions about her, but when men hear this and see this and they internalize it, personally, it's a real turn off. Let's take a look.
What the does that mean? I don't get why I'm still single. I don't get it. I'm a catch. I'm a catch. What is going on in my life where I don't have a man? Or are my standards too high? Do I box myself in a corner all the time? Like nowadays, men today want to be chased. What happened to masculinity? What happened to chivalry?
Right? Like, I mean, I don't even think it's the answer to that is really super nuanced, right? What happened? Well, for one, neither gender are the same of back in the day, back in the previous generations. Masculinity is not the same, femininity is not the same. We do different things from past generations. So when we constantly try to harken back to that old time, we sound like those old movies in the 80s, right? And I'm obviously dating myself here. We saw those movies in the 80s when the new music came and the town is, like the old folks in the town are up in an uproar, like, oh my God, the devil music. And the next generation is the new generation is like, no, this is just normal. We're just dancing. We're just having a good time. When we keep looking back and saying, well, what happened in this? If you want to be honest, the world changed. Stuff got more expensive. Gender roles broke down. We became more free with our body, and we all just kind of followed the lead. There was no plan in place. So here we are left with, well, what happened to all the men? What happened to the women? And when you're constantly inundated by just talk of how bad men are, yet you want one? Why would you want one that you say is trash? Or for the most part, for most of men are like this.
What happened to men courting women?
Those men that courted women that were courtable, right? You follow, right? What I'm saying? It, Courting is a thing of a bygone era, right? We don't court anymore because, chicken or egg. Did men stop courting women first, or women stop being? Did it stop being necessary to court women to achieve your time with women? I mean, the answer is it's a distinction without a difference. It doesn't really matter. The fact is, most men won't put in the effort to court a woman that will, on one video, talk about this, on the next video, talk about having a roster, right? Or is heavily masculine. You know, it's weird.
What happened to that? Back in the day, dating was so much easier and it was fun. Today's dating is hell. You give a guy your number, and all of a sudden, you don't hear from them until like 3 to 4 days later. What was the point of me giving you my number if you're not?
Again, okay, I'm saying from my point of view, I remember hearing that you don't want us to seem thirsty, so we wait. We give you some time to breathe, like let it marinate. If you give me your number and I immediately go and reach out, you'll go back and tell me, yo, why is he so thirsty, right? Why is he crowding me? He must not do anything. He must have all this free time. So there's like kind of industry standard. There's a waiting period, right?
Not gonna text me. I don't get it. The talking doesn't go as far as the actual app. There are no, oh, let me take you out to dinner. Let's go catch a movie. Let's go to a cafe and get to know each other. What's with all the endless text messages? What happened to men actually planning dates? What happened to it? I don't get it.
Dates are expensive, or I think if we could be fair and honest, there's women going on dates, right? There's men taking women on dates. But depending on the type of man that you're looking for, that you're interested in, and the secret sauce is effort is commensurate with perceived value. Right? And again, I like math, science, definitely physics. So I'm big on formula. If I don't think your value is there, but I'm still interested because I'm a guy and physically I think you're attractive. You apply your makeup very well, right? So I'm thinking, what type of date am I going to now take you on? What level of effort do I think you're worthy of? And sometimes that's evaluated by the level of conversation you have, your level of perceived interest that you're showing me, right? I think this is how most guys look at it. Outside, if money wasn't an object, right? If all things being equal, the money proposition was the same. If I don't think you're worth this, the top of my budget, then I'm not going to give you the top of my budget. Especially when, and this is a, hold on, let me go big screen and talk to you guys real quick. So back in the day, right, in high school, in junior high school, what would it take for me to see, let's keep it, it's a family show. What would it take for me to see that amount of skin that I see today, right? I really had to be in there. I really had to court you months, right? We got to talk. We got to do this. I got to do all that, the hand holding, right? The, hey, come and show up to school at Winter Fresh, right? Little gifts like that. Before I got a whiff of a thing, a whiff of a thing. Now, and this is what we're saying about commensurate value. I just go to your Instagram, right? I'll go to your Instagram, and maybe at the beginning of Instagram, it started with, this is just what I was wearing at the beach. Now this is what you're wearing to the gym, and it's showing everything. What am I courting, right? And we take a step further, and there's OnlyFans, right? For $4.99, people are seeing everything that they once used to drool over. Right? Their imagination, they needed to engage their imagination to picture, that person in this sort of way. Now it's just readily available like that, right? Like that. And maybe that's not you, but maybe it's your friend in your same friend group. Maybe it's not your friend or her friend in that friend, but maybe it's a cousin, right? We're not wanting for OnlyFans. Right? And if you take that out, Instagram, it's just a normal course of doing business now where you'll see everything on Instagram. So why would someone say with limited funds, limited time, say, I'm going to look and I see that you have all of this displayed on Instagram for the world to see. Now I'm going to go to the top of my budget to try to impress you. It's right there. There's especially when we could really pay attention that men are physical, right? We see that first. So if that's available for everyone else, it's just accessible. Yeah, you're not going to get top dollar effort.
How do you date in today's society? What are some of your red flags and your non-negotiables? I do not chase men. I don't do it. I did it once, will never do it again. No.
So, I mean, this chase thing, I think it's worthy of a whole nother video. But I think when you get older and become more of an adult, you realize that if there's something that you like, you show your interest. right? And I think showing interest has been, sort of now become synonymous with for women chasing. You're an adult with adult bills, right? You got those. You take care of those. You go to your adult job. You handle all your adult things. But when it comes down to relationships, which arguably is probably one of the most important things that you can do in the society and life, we like to revert to childlike behavior. If that's someone that you're interested in, and they at least show some sort of interest in you, be more open. I'm not saying chase that, but be more open. I like to say this: if you want me to chase, give me something to chase. Demonstrate your value in some way. And your value to someone else may not be your value to me, but if we're talking and you get to see, okay, you get in where you fit in. I listen to what you're saying and about what's going on in your life, and I see, hey, you know what? I could help out in this way. I could be a value add here. You should be doing the same thing for the man. Too many times we'll get to the point where you'll get in a relationship with a man and you'll just be yourself, right? You'll think this is fine. And yeah, ideally it should be, but realistically, sometimes we have to be a little better. The relationship changes. The pursuit of relationship should make us better people. So there's areas that I'm lacking. There's areas that I might be lazy in. There's areas that I might not be aware of at all. But having you in my life hits me to these. A lot of times we forget what the value is of the other sex or the other gender or your partner. It's supposed to make you better. In order to make you better, it's saying that you're not exactly there yet. Follow?
Never again will I chase a guy. My biggest ick is a guy that can't hold the conversation. Now, I gotta talk the whole goddamn date. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I don't got time to be dating no guy that don't have no money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound shallow, but I've dated broke men my whole life. I have. Now I'm in a place where I have money and I want to travel and I want to see the world. I don't want you to buy me nothing because I can buy it myself. That's not what I want. I want you to have the financial stability to pick up and go on a trip. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for no Louis. I'm not asking for no goddamn bust down Chanel. I don't even goddamn like designer. I don't. I really don't. Oh, you're just very intimidating. What the does that mean? How do I come off intimidating when I'm the most socializing person ever? Specifically,
You guys can answer that. If all right, depending again where you are in your life, if this is the type of woman that you would enjoy, then that works for you. The requirements, she's not asking for Chanel, she's not asking for anything expensive, just the ability for you to take care of yourself. That's more than reasonable. That's more than reasonable. Whatever you like. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.